Hello everyone and welcome back to your latest flight sim news video for 2020 and 2024. We, as always, have plenty of news today from releases to upcoming airliners. It's quite a full episode, so once you've subscribed, as only a fraction of you are, we can get right into it. Now first up, with a brilliant release for 2020 now on its way to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. The iFly 737 MAX 8 is a much loved rendition of one of Boeing's newest jets. It certainly impressed people in 2020 and it looks to be doing exactly that in 2024. The iFly team have shared extensive previews of the aircraft in the latest sim during their current work to ensure compatibility. We haven't got an exact release date, but from these photos you can see it looks to be almost there. Now it is $70 on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and I haven't seen or heard anything when it comes to pricing and whether or not there'll be an upgrade free. That being said, it really doesn't look far away at all, and I'm sure many people in the comments will look forward to an aircraft that can substitute for the lackluster default 737 MAX we've got in the sim already. I'm also sure it will blow some fire up PMDG's backside, as they of course are working on a MAX sometime in the future, but it looks like the iFly 737 MAX will be here long before then. Moving on, and Blackbird Sim have released their Dirty 30 for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I never thought I'd say that on the channel, but here we are. This is of course their take on the C130. Now I presume they're not using the C130 name for licensing purposes. Supposedly this is the J variant of the C130, both the long and short options, so it's the newest variant of this long-serving military heavy lifter. It features FADEC engine controls and a lot of glass in the cockpit, and of course it is in direct competition with the default aircraft of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, although by the looks of it there is one clear winner here. This aircraft is now available for the new sim, but importantly it is in an alpha build, so you do get it for an incredible price of $25. So I think I will pick it up. It looks marvellous, but as I said, being an alpha, there are some bugs to be expected and indeed some features missing. You can read more about it on their website. I'm a massive fan of Blackbird's products, so this is another one on the list. Now out for PC in an alpha build with no word on an Xbox release just yet. Now, as discussed in my latest video, PMDG have now released their Boeing 777-200ER for Microsoft Flight Simulator both 2020 and 2024 on PC. This is their first release for the new sim and certainly isn't a game changer, as many of you will be accustomed to the 777-300ER, and the 200 is only a slightly shorter variant with limited other differences, but it is of course a very good add-on still. Credit to PMDG, as the new sound model for the 777, which is first seen in this variant, is certainly an upgrade, but I do personally struggle to digest their pricing model for what is a very similar add-on with no small upgrade fee. You have to buy the whole thing out again. That being said, you do get 3 different engine options with the 200ER. You get the Trent 800, the GE90 and the Pratt & Whitney 4000. So for all of you who are engine nerds out there, you are in absolute luck. With this, the PMDG team have also updated their operations centre to version 3, which I have to say looks like it belongs in the 21st century and was certainly much needed. If you're interested in the PMDG 777-200ER, it's now out via the PMDG online store for 2020 and 2024, presumably coming through other channels such as the marketplace in the not so distant future. Now, I may be slightly biased with the next feature, but Burning Blue Designs have released their rendition of an airfield I learnt to fly at in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and 2024. In a sleepy corner of Norfolk, old Buckenham Airfield serves as an oasis to general aviation, and what an exceptional job the chaps at Burning Blue have done. For around £10 you can fly from the airfield I can often be found wandering around at in real life. Inside and out it's exceptionally well crafted. It almost feels somewhat weird with how realistic it is, sort of blending reality too far. You can pick this up from their store right now. I'm incredibly biased, but I do really like it. Highly recommended. Now, a blast from the past now, as I'm talking about the Synaptic Simulations A220. Yes, it's been a while since we've heard about this product, and indeed, I haven't talked about it on this channel for about 2 years now. It was a project that started out by developers partnering up over Discord, and it looks like during the radio silence, they've taken the time to professionalise and are now working in collaboration under the IniBuilds banner. To me, that's an incredibly promising sign. IniBuilds aircraft are normally very good, and of course, it's a big company now with big financial backing, which is always helpful. But the screenshots on the screen of the Synaptic A220 really do speak for themselves, and why I'm so excited to see this aircraft in the works again. On the flight deck and around the fuselage, the plane looks absolutely superb. You can really see how busy they've been over the last 2 years. They haven't just been sat doing nothing, drinking beer. Over the last 2 years or so, it looks like systems is where this aircraft will really shine, allowing for failures and non-normal operations, having all the bells and whistles in between, including working circuit breakers. Don't get me wrong, I'm never one to get that excited by circuit breakers, but what they do show is how in-depth the systems are if the resultant symptoms occur from popping a circuit breaker. The pictures really do speak for themselves. This Bombardier Airbus airliner, of course it was started up by Bombardier, but is now the Airbus, will be coming to both Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 and 2024 via the IniBuilds store and InSim marketplace from day one, so you don't need to worry about where you're going to get it from. The first variant will be the A220-300, following on with that with the 100 and fix updates down the line. I believe it's a free update as well, which is very good. It's certainly unexpected but fantastic news from the Synaptic team. While we're on the theme of IniBuilds, they've just released London Gatwick's trailer, which is coming to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, although it doesn't look like it'll be coming to 2020, which personally I think's a bit of a silly idea, as I'm pretty sure a good 60% of people, at least in my community, are still on 2020, so it just makes good sense to release it on both versions of the sim. That being said, it looks superb. It is an expensive one. This will cost you £21.99 excluding local taxes, but certainly looks to expand upon IniBuilds' level of quality. We've of course got London Heathrow already, but it's fantastic to have another London airport. And finally, from this modern airliner to something a bit more old school, our friends at JustFlight have released yet more previews of the Fokker, watch how you pronounce it, the Fokker 70 and 100, the Dutch regional jet that flew regular passenger service up until a few years ago here in the UK. The team have shared the rather exciting news that this aircraft is now in its beta phase, and that means it's been passed on from the development team to expert testers. It means it's just around the corner. A release for 2020 and I presume 2024 is planned, and as you can see it looks bloody good. Keep an eye out tonight as well, as the Piper PA-28s from JustFlight are set for a release on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 sometime this evening. I'm sure that's incredibly welcome news for many of you. Finally, if you're a bit bored and you want to watch something a bit different, I've recently released my KLM trip report, flying from my local airport, Norwich, over to Amsterdam. I don't make videos like this too often, so I thought I'd bring it to your attention if you're interested in it. And that very nicely brings me to the end of today's video. I hope you've really enjoyed. Do of course share your thoughts on today's news down below in the comments, with plenty to look forward to. Also do me a big favour while you're here and hit that subscribe button. It's a great help, but on that note, blue skies and goodbye.